We knew about 1, 2, 3, and we knew about 4, really.
Right.
But now it was the next order, and it's 5, Utah being in that placeholder spot where they can control their destiny.
Do they? The question people will ask is, if you're already at 5 and you win a conference championship this weekend, how does someone bump you out?
We've already seen it. We've seen this with Florida State in the past, and the precedent has been set. Here's the thing. You better look good. This is the first time the committee is all going to be together, watching the game together in a room, talking about so-and-so, so-and-so. You got a stage to yourself if you're Utah on Friday night. Friday night, you got the stage. Saturday, Oklahoma and Baylor will have the stage. Who looks best in their closing argument?
Let me give you, Paul Finebaum, the following scenarios, okay? Oklahoma beats Baylor and wins the Big 12. Utah beats Oregon and wins the Pac-12. And LSU takes care of business against Georgia. Who gets the 4th spot?
Oklahoma's getting in. Because let's be honest, the country does not want to see Utah in the college football playoff. I'm sorry. It's Utah. So
I got news for you. Oklahoma ain't going to be any better.
Well, they may not be any better, but they're going to look a lot better.
Well, so that actually does bring up something you said in the meeting this morning, that whoever gets in at 4, you believe is just in for a beatdown.
Whoever gets in at 4, congratulations, you made the college football playoff. You will have no impact on the playoffs.
Okay, well, but then that brings us to what I think is actually the most important thing here, which is the difference between being 1 and being 2 is overwhelming. Because if you're 2, you've got to play Clemson. And if you're number 1, both of you are telling me it's basically a gimme game. So explain to me why you believe Ohio State is justified being number 1 ahead of LSU, and should they stay there if LSU beats Georgia Saturday?
If we talk about resumes, which is an important part of this, they have the most top 25 wins. They have 4. LSU has 3. But they also have a more dominant defense when you've seen them week in and week out. Listen, we can talk about Justin Fields and J.K. Dobbins, and you can talk about Joe Burrow and all his weapons and the way they throw down, and it's pretty. It's beautiful. Defensively, Ohio State has 2. That guy right there, that's a freak show that wrecks every game plan in college football. They don't. Nobody else has that. That's why Ohio State's 1. That's why they'll stay at number 1.
You know how I love my sheet. Kimbo gives me my sheet every Wednesday morning. And I will say this right now, LSU's strength of record is number 1 in the country. And if they beat Georgia, it obviously you can't go any higher than 1, but there's no way it falls from 1. If they beat Georgia, who is right now ranked number 4 in the country, in my opinion, there is no way LSU should not be number 1.
Well, you have been on that for a while. And
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Yes.
But I think the problem is that the Georgia win will mitigate some of what we said about Ohio State. But if you watch Ohio State play, they still look like the best team in the country, and I think that's going to win out in that room.
Listen, I mean,
it's hard to pay attention over
I'll say this again. You know, we're going to let Ryan jump in here a little later this morning because I got to get to what happened last night in the NBA because it's crazy. And Ryan, of course, the LSU Tiger, wants a part of this conversation, and we will get him in. But I will just say this again: this is not figure skating or gymnastics. We're not judges grading people. We have to look at what teams do on the field, don't we? LSU just accomplished more.
Are they comparable?
Yes, I think they're absolutely comparable.
So what Ohio State has accomplished and LSU has accomplished, do you think it's similar?
It's reasonably similar. LSU is better. I mean, if LSU beats Georgia this weekend, it is better. They will have had the best season of any team in the country.
I'm just saying, if you're going to say they're reasonably close and you use your eyeball test, you're not going to say LSU's defense is anywhere near Ohio State's defense. You're not going to say that.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.